someone asked me about trans ideology. I don't know what trans ideology is, and I mean, I mentioned it one time, okay? I interviewed Jyoti Brar, and Jyoti Brar told me that she disagrees with trans ideology. And she gave an answer to a question. And I'm sorry if me asking a communist woman that I deeply respect about an issue that she knows deeply, or that she feels strongly about, and if she gave an answer that you don't like, I'm sorry, okay? But, you know, someone tweeted out today that I go on and on, I drone on and on about trans ideology. No, I don't, because I don't know what trans ideology is, okay? My position on trans rights has always been trans people are discriminated against, they are victims of hate crimes, they are, you know, institutionalized, they are separated from their families. What trans people endure in U.S. society is wrong. I have opposed the violations of the rights of transgender people. And I have consistently done that. I have protested. I've been in the streets doing that. And that's a fact. And that's well documented. Now, someone's asking me about quote-unquote transgender ideology. I can't answer your question because I don't know. I just don't know enough about it, okay? I don't know enough about it. People say science proves one thing. Other people say no, it doesn't. I don't know enough about it. And honestly, if it doesn't matter, because that doesn't affect how I feel about people's human rights. I mean, it doesn't affect how I view people's human rights. If somebody came to me and said science says this or science says that, I would not be okay with transgender people being oppressed. I would not be okay with hate crimes against trans people. I would never be okay with discrimination against trans people, bullying, kicked out of their houses, forced hospitalization, separated from their family. I would never be okay with that just because a scientist held up a piece of paper and said, oh yeah, well this says, I don't care. People being oppressed is wrong. People being discriminated against is wrong. People being separated from their families is wrong. Okay? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, you know, I'm sorry if that in your mind makes me a Nazi for saying that people's rights shouldn't be violated, no matter what your abstract ideology or theory is. I can't help you. Guilty as charged, okay? I view the trans issue as a human rights issue. The rights of trans people should not be violated, period. That's how I see it, and I almost don't want to see it any other way. I'm not interested in having a debate about an abstract ideology. These people who go after me do not care about people. Let's just talk about this. They don't care about people. Let's be real, right? You know, I point out that, hey, you know, all the Trotskyites, all the anarchists, all of them were cheering when bombs were falling on Libya. They thought the CIA revolution was glorious, and the USA staged a color revolution in Libya and then killed, you know, destroyed the most prosperous country in Africa, and millions of people died. And they go, yeah, so what does that have to do with whether or not, you know, what does that have to do with trans ideology? They don't care. If you point out that, hey, Louis Farrakhan is a great black leader who's gotten millions of people off drugs, has a prison ministry program that is amazing, has done community empowerment in the black community, has done all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, well, what does that have to do with politically incorrect statements he made? And they're just like, it's like crickets. You know, you can sit there and be like, you know, hey, Jyoti Brar has been on the forefront of opposing every war, whether it's Libya, whether it's Syria, whether it's Iraq. She has been one of the most outspoken anti-imperialist activists trying to stop the war machine. And it's just like crickets, crickets. Yeah, but transgender, what does that have to do with transgender ideology? I can tell them about me. I can say, you know, I've been marching and demonstrating against the NYPD's mistreatment of transgender people. I have always stood firm and said that trans people have human rights. And it's like crickets, crickets, crickets. What about the ideology? What about trans ideology? It's like, these people don't care about people. They don't care about people. They do not care about people, okay? They don't care about actual people. They don't care about organizing in actual communities. They don't care about actual wars that kill millions of people. They don't even care about trans people. They don't care about trans people. They do not care about trans people. I'm sitting here saying I have been active in trying to protect trans people's lives, and they're like, crickets, crickets, crickets. What? Well, but ideology. All these people care about is, did you say the party line? Did you say the party line? Well, I guess I didn't. Guilty as charged. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, these people are really special, right? The U.S. government kills millions of people in Libya. Farrakhan opposes it, and that doesn't mean anything to them. They're just like, yeah, but he said something. I mean, it's just, they don't care about actual people. They don't care about trans people. They don't care about Iraqis. They don't care about Libyans. They don't care about Syrians. They don't care about any of these people. And they don't care about trans people. They don't care about working people in the United States. They don't care about black people in the United States. They just care. They have this stupid, stupid internet cult where they are trying to purify the ideology. I swear that some of these people do not even know. Some of these people do not even know what Marxism is. They just have this list of things the alt-right says, and it's like they don't understand that there's way more nuance in the world. It's not like alt-right or not, right? There's a lot of like nuance in the world, right? There's a lot of things that are very, very complicated, right? Like international bankers, they exist. IMF, World Bank. What is the World Bank? Would that be an international bank? The IMF, the International Monetary Fund. So if you set up an international monetary fund, is that an international bank? So the World Bank, that would be a bank for the entire world, i.e. international. So it's a World Bank. It's an international bank. Now, would the people that profit from it, would they be international bankers? No, the alt-right says that. Ah! Look, the alt-right is racist. They say international bankers, and they argue that that refers to a certain ethnic group and religion. I would never say that. I would never say that. Never would I ever make that claim, because that's not true. In fact, I would say probably the overwhelming majority of people tied to the IMF, tied to the World Bank, tied to the World Trade Organization, are not Jewish. And another phrase they always say, you say Zionist, that's a code for Jewish. Well, I got news for you. Most Zionists in the United States are not Jewish. Did you know that? The majority of Zionists in the United States are not Jewish. The majority of Zionists in the United States are Christians. Right? Zionism is a political movement that supports Israel as a state. And the majority of Zionists in the United States are Christian. Christian Zionism is bigger than Jewish Zionism. So if someone says Zionist is a code word for Jew, they're an idiot. Because Zionist is not a code word for Jew, because the majority of Zionists in the United States are not Jews. So, but these people, there's no like nuance in their thinking. It's like they have a list of rules in their head. Did he say X? He is alt-right. Did he say Z? He is X. Did he say give answer 27B? Only everyone who says 27B is an alt-right. And you'll notice that they only go after people. I'm Bill Clinton here. They only go after people. They only go after people. They only go after people. I'm Bill Clinton. I'm just kidding. Not Bill Clinton. They only go after people who criticize U.S. foreign policy. The same stuff they say about me, who do they say it about? Max Blumenthal. What do I and Max Blumenthal have in common? Who else do they go after with this stuff? Look at all the people that get accused of being red browns. Ben Norton. Interesting. Interesting. Isn't it interesting? Who gets targeted by their little red-brown conspiracy theory? Who gets targeted by this? Who is it? Who do they go after? Just random people, right? Just people on the left that maybe say something that they deem racial offensive, right? Oh, no. Oh, it's just, they're just trying to be enforce social justice. Oh, no. It's totally, they just happen to go after everyone who disagrees with U.S. foreign policy in Syria, everyone who disagrees with U.S. foreign policy, everyone who criticizes Russia. They just happen. That's who they go after, right? That's who they go after. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. But they have just eaten up way too much of our time, folks. That was way more time than they deserved.